Hello, guys. It's Jeff, the business guru from downtown Manila. If I sound a bit croaky, I've been going since 6 this morning. It's now 9:30 p.m. at night over here in the Philippines. Not as hot as what it was, but it was pretty hot today. I've got a lovely guest here today, and her name is, I believe, Jennie Hays. And Jennie has got a title, Beyond Mindset Mentor / Brainspotting Practitioner. She'll tell you about that in a minute. Company name, Beyond Mindset with Jennie Hays, and industry, coaching, and personal development. But come over here in the light. I'm getting a bit bleary-eyed. 5 years of coaching and health, and 22 years of life's experiences and emergency medicine. She'll tell you about that. That's a very interesting story. I help entrepreneurs quickly clear emotional blocks like imposter syndrome, which is very, very important, right? You're better than what you think you are, guys, most of you. Visibility fears and overwhelm using brain spotting and neuroscience-backed coaching. Through my signature Unblocked Method, clients can finally stop self-sabotaging confidently and step into visibility and grow their business with clarity and ease. And that's important, guys. You've got to be confident, right? It's all about confidence, and practice makes perfect, guys. You'll be more confident as you go and develop your relationships with people. Develop the Unblocked Method transforms hundreds of entrepreneurs from overwhelmed and stuck into clear, confident, and more importantly, profitable. Host monthly high-impact events and retreats that blend neuroscience, somatic work, and practical strategies. Featured speaker at multiple virtual summits, podcasts, and business conferences, championing the trauma-informed approaches to business growth. Personal motto, I like this one too, you're not broken, you're blocked, and your body knows the way through. Interesting fact, I spent 22 years as a licensed paramedic, that'd be interesting, diagnosing critical situations in seconds, a skill that now helps me pinpoint hidden mindset blocks for my clients. So it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, all the way from Texas, this lovely lady, Jennie. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. How did it all come about?
Well, it's a long story. Thank you, Jeff. I did start out as a paramedic, and I loved coming in and being on scene, and there's something wrong, and you fix it, and then you get into the hospital and you're done, right?
Well, you got to fix it.
And
you got to
fix it mode. Yeah,
absolutely.
And when I moved out of being in a 911 response in the U.S., I think everybody knows it's 911 in the U.S.
Absolutely.
I started coaching, and I found that when I was doing insulin resistance coaching, I liked the people, but I didn't like the fact that I was working with them for a year at a time, and the growth was really slow, and there were a lot of things that just kind of got me hung up on it. And I ended up falling into brain spotting, fortunately, through some coaching that I was doing with a business, helping therapists to scale their businesses. Mm-hmm. And I kept seeing these amazing results, and they were fast. Particularly, I had one client, she was one of my very first brain spotting clients. We had done all the traditional mindset stuff. All she wanted to do was be able to tell her doctor that she had opened her practice so that she can maybe get referrals, right? Important for business.
Sure.
And he had tried for a couple months, and I had just learned brain spotting, and I was like, you know what? Let's play. Let's try this. One session later, not only did she tell that doctor that she wanted to tell, she told 2 others and had a list of 25 people from a previous career that she was going through contacting. So we're talking about deep-rooted issues that we beat against the wall that can be cleared up sometimes in as little as 1 to 3 sessions.
Pretty cool. Unpack it for our listeners. Unpack brain spotting for us.
Yeah. So brain spotting is what they call a somatic technique, meaning mind-body. When you experience something in the world, it comes in through your body, comes up to your brain, and your brain looks at it and says, is this safe to put in long-term memory? Or if I don't have it at the ready, is it going to hurt me? Mm-hmm. Or is it just too much to process right now?
There's some sort of trauma. Is it from
right?
The past? Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be a big trauma. Yeah. It can be something as little as, Dad said something weird
Yeah, it's what you make it, right? In your mind, right?
And what you made it in your mind. And sometimes you were so small you didn't know how to change it, but it interfered with us now. So these little memories end up becoming like landmines.
Yeah, or baggage.
Or baggage, right. Well, these landmines, traditional mindset teaches us to go around them.
Right.
Whereas brain spotting, we go in and we just scoop them out. Basically, we allow the brain and the body to complete the memory.
Lovely.
Yeah, and it's amazing to watch it happen. I do it all virtually. I've actually never done a brain spotting session in person, which will change here in September when we do our retreat. But it's all virtually. It's on Zoom. The only thing that you need is a quiet place, some tissues, and maybe a phone with some headphones.
What's the tissues for? Did I start crying or what? Or blow my nose?
Yeah, people do cry a lot more than you think. Yeah, because
I get it. Yeah. I can think up already, because of life, right? We've all been through it. I can think up 10 episodes where the brain spotting would clear a lot of. But luckily for me, and not everyone's as strong as us, I'm able to overcome. The memories are still there, but I'm able to overcome. They don't hold me back. I'm saying that's your problem, not my problem. You know, you had an issue and you had to put it onto me, right? And when I was younger, you could, but now you can't. You know, I've moved on. If that makes sense.
And so my theory about that is that there's different levels of things like that in our lives. So I think about the mental blocks and emotional blocks. Like my first one that I really recognized as a business owner was my website. I was teaching people how to put their websites up all day long. And it took me 18 months. I kept putting it off. And it dawned on me, oh, wait, this is a block. This isn't just you're too busy. And that was enough. Yeah. Other people can do some traditional mindset stuff or just remove things. Yeah. But we almost all have those things that just kind of stop us. Yeah.
Sometimes you make excuses, or you don't think you're good enough, or this won't work because someone had told you before, oh, you can't make this work, and you say, oh, maybe they're right. You know, all this like self-doubt creeps in, all of that, right? I say the only people that don't make mistakes are the people that don't do something, right?
Very true. Very true.
What's been the most challenging aspect of your new work, and how have you overcome that?
I'd say the most challenging aspect is actually fighting Google because I spent 5 years trying to build an insulin resistance business, but never really marketed. But what I did do was I had my website up and I did write a ton of blogs, convincing Google that no, really, I'm doing something different. Because once I had one brain spotting session, and I was able to market.
Lovely.
It's crazy. But since it's such a big niche shift, Google still is holding on to my old niche. And so that's actually my biggest struggle.
Fair enough. What's been the most important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction? How'd you go from, trauma and helping people to helping people in a different way? How did that all come up?
There's a number of these different stories because I honestly believe that we change directions on a regular basis in our careers. I'd say one of the biggest changes was from the 911 mindset to coaching, and that was infertility. I was diagnosed with infertility. We figured out that it was pre-diabetes, insulin resistance. Yeah. And I was panicked. And I was like, I was literally working for a doctor, helping cut off feet for diabetics. Oh, God. So I was like, I can't live that way. I can't do that. And so I started doing my own research and started bringing people along with me. Mm-hmm. And so that mindset shift prepared me so that when I was 5 years later sitting here crying because I couldn't make that business work, thought I wasn't enough of an entrepreneur to be an entrepreneur, and I did that brain spotting session, it was like, oh, heck yes, I can. If I can do that, I can do this. Fantastic. You can do anything for 24 hours. And any good paramedic will tell you that, right?
Love it. Love it. In your opinion, what are the key, well, obviously determination is one of them. What's your opinion? What are the key qualities and skills that have contributed to your amazing success?
Determination, curiosity. Yeah. The ability to play. because I do believe that we should play more in life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And the ability to be wrong.
Yeah, and admit that you're wrong. Yeah, admit it to yourself. Yeah.
Admit it to yourself, admit it to other people, and be able to say, yeah, I didn't do that right, but here, let's fix this and let's go forward.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. I love that. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate as you do in your field?
Oh, it's easy because the people that I meet, every single brain spotting session is different.
That's right. So that's why it's so fun, huh?
Yeah. And so every time I meet somebody, they're challenging me and they're causing
new adventure, right? New adventure.
Yeah. It's a new adventure every time. And it's so beautiful. I really love the journey that I get to go on with them.
That's obvious.
And every single time so my husband gives me a hard time because I do this with food too. I'll try a recipe and he says, you don't even enjoy it. You're sitting there going, maybe next time it needs more salt, or, we could probably sort of throw some of this in or that in. And so every time I meet with somebody, it's like, oh, that was wonderful. They got great results. I wonder if I added this to that, or if I did this, if we tweak this here, that might be more powerful.
Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, Jennie.
I didn't prepare for this one. I don't really focus on projects, I guess. The last time I really focused on a project was getting my paramedic license.
A success story where you took someone from 𝐷𝐢𝐭𝐡 to go.
Yeah. So one of my favorites is another client of mine who had long-term anxiety. Her doctor had gaslit her. She was pregnant, right, and had gone to the doctor or the emergency room like 3 times.
Yes. And
they kept telling her, nothing's wrong, go home.
Wow.
She went home and she nearly died and the baby nearly died.
Wow.
And for 17 years, every single time that she got a headache, she had an ache in her arm, anything that was just not normal feeling, she'd go into a full-blown panic attack. She and her husband had actually built protocols in their home around it. Okay, you give me a call and we'll do this. And, they had this whole list of things to do. And we did a brain spotting session and it's gone.
Fantastic. Wow, what an achievement. Congratulations, everyone. What advice would you give someone who wanted to sort of follow in your footsteps and go down the track that you're now on? What would you tell them?
Do it. Brain spotting it's not a difficult skill to learn. I do think that my years of experience in paramedicine and in medicine has really helped to grow my sensitivity. But the brain spotting part itself, go get trained. It's fun. It's good. Practice with others. Come practice with me. I'll practice with you. We can trade sessions.
Communicate and listen.
Yeah. And listen. And listen for the things that people don't say. Correct. That is really, I think, the best advice for a coach or of any sort.
Absolutely. Guaranteed. Ask questions, right?
Yes.
Tell me, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
I would like to retire my husband and buy a little place down on the beach and be able to do this while I'm there.
Don't retire him. They die when they retire. Don't retire him. Make sure he's got a couple of good hobbies.
Oh, he has had about 6 months that he was able to take off and he flourished. So he's going to be the only one that ever retires that's busier retired than he was working.
Awesome. So that's awesome. Yeah. You need a purpose. You need a purpose in life. I've seen too many men 60. They retire at 60. Yeah. They're gone at 63. They're gone because they had no purpose. Whereas women, you people, you network so well. You help each other.
Yeah.
Right. You got a cheer squad. Where men haven't got it. They haven't got a cheer squad. That's what happens, right? Tell me, how can our wonderful listeners and people watching this podcast reach out and learn more about you and get in contact with you? What's the best way?
So the easiest way is to go to the website, and it's just jenniehays.com. If you do /links, LINKS, you can find all the goodies, the free events. I do free group brain spotting.
Oh, awesome.
You can find the website. You can find me on social media. If you are another business owner and you want to network, I
Yeah.
love doing that. Please, go to the website and set up a call with me.
There's a great offer, guys. A virtual cup of coffee, a glass of water, a glass of wine, depends on time of the day it is. Reach out to this lovely lady and learn something, guys. Have a chat. Open up. Be real. That's what I tell people. Before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself, Jennie, that most people don't know.
I love to fish.
Oh, really?
I absolutely love to fish. Yeah. And my husband,
it's a challenge, isn't it?
It's a challenge. Bass fishing used to be the thing, and then I discovered fishing at the coast, and oh my gosh, my husband and I have a standing competition. And that's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. I used to go fishing with my friends. I never told them, right? I'd go fishing, I had a little bag with me. And what I never told them was, I used to go there, and the first thing I'd do, I'd throw a couple of lines over, and I'd just start having a beer, and they go, "What are you doing?" And they didn't know what I was doing. I was just waiting for the first bite. I wanted to know what bait those fish wanted today. I didn't tell them. I had 4 baits. I had chicken, worms, beef, all sorts of things, right? And sometimes they wanted chicken. Sometimes they wanted worms, right? Depending on the type of fish and the time of day, all that. And I outfished them for years. And a good fisherman doesn't tell his secrets, right?
Right. Yeah, my husband's always joking when I beat him. He's like, "Yeah, I paid the scuba divers well this week."
Love it. That's not a bad, it's a good one. We've got to wrap this up now. And guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, just like Jennie here, and learn a bit about brain spotting, it sounds interesting. Guys, reach out. Jennie's only a call away. She told you all the details, and we'll be putting all of our social media links across Snapchat, Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group of 6,000 members, and of course, YouTube with all her social media links, guys. So she's not going to bite. She's a big girl from Texas. She's there to help you. Reach out, have a chat, right? You never know what you might learn from each other, right? Especially you business people, because it's a lonely occupation being a businessman by yourself. So reach out, have a chat, network, share a few ideas. It's the best way to go. But all right, thanks very much for being on the show, Jennie. You've been a pleasure.
Thank you, Jeff. You're awesome. This has been great.